win. I thought thought both teams played really hard. It wasn't one of the prettier basketball games at times, but the competitive spirit by the kids on both teams was really high, and will to win. I thought both teams guarded and really bothered each other at times. The game was very physical on both ends, so it was hard to finish some plays around the basket. And I'm pleased with our guys for finding a way to win more of a defensive type game. We've had some games where we've really shot the ball well and won shooting it. Tonight we won because we guarded better. And I thought Ian's rebounding late was really good, and we had some timely offensive baskets. Our execution in the second half was better. I thought we were a little just so amped up. We missed some shots around the rim that we sometimes make, but South Carolina is a very good team. Lamont does a really good job, and I think they're going to have a great year too.
Brad, what do you find out about this team? It's like the third time this year you guys come up with double digits to win a game.
We're older, so I hope we don't lose our poise. I talked about that at halftime. Is just we're a little amped up. We'll play better in the second half, but we have to sustain defensively. I thought we messed up a couple switches in the first half. It was loud in there, so I think guys couldn't hear all the time. Made a couple defensive mistakes. We were better. I thought we did a pretty good job. They do a lot of different things. They have small lineups. They have big lineups. They post you. They post guards. They can shoot with their bigs when Mac's in the game. We only had a couple of days to really kind of get adjusted to it all. It was a lot for our guys to have to tackle, and I thought we just hung in there and did a better job the longer the game went. And we kind of just talked about that. We're going to have to really play well defensively because they're a good defensive team. It's hard to score against them. So just again, it was a great win for us.
Coach, I guess you're glad that you left Ian, and after he picked up that fourth foul, he
Yeah.
scored 5 straight points. Most people wouldn't think he's third in the ACC in three-point percentage. He was 1 for 1 tonight.
Right.
Just how good is his shot selection?
He's a good player, and he can make threes. And my assistants wanted me to take him out, and this was one time I just said I'm not doing it. I thought we had a little bit of control of the game. It was really critical, and I wanted him out there. And ironically, they were playing off our fours a little bit, and I just kind of knew that, like, the next thing we ran, he was going to be at the top of the key, and I told him, shoot it in. I said, you be ready to shoot this one in because I don't think they're going to guard you, and he did. And, we've talked about how much he's worked on his shooting. He can really shoot the ball. And so it was a big shot. He knocked it down. But he did a lot of other things. He did a great job on B.J. Mack. We had to guard him picking and popping, doing some different things. He plays in the post. He's a good player. They move him all around the court, so you got to do a lot of different things. I think his experience was valuable. RJ's did some nice things in the game, especially in the second half. He's just not quite as experienced, maybe on some defensive things, against a guy who's moving around all over the place. So at that time, I just didn't want to, I was going to ride the horse there.
Speaking of Ian, I just asked both PJ and Chauncey about it. He's that guy that's not afraid to get in there and do the dirty work. 17 rebounds at Pitt, 12 tonight. How important is it to have a guy that is willing to just go in there and be a grunt?
Yeah, it's just, you don't win, right? Rebounding loose balls in the air, you just, there's a will, there's a competitive spirit, there's a fight, there's a toughness. He has great hands. He's a better athlete than people think. He's strong, and he wants the ball. He's got a willingness to rebound, which is vital. Hunter Tyson had that, and his rebounding has really helped us. I was proud of Joe. Joe got 7 defensive rebounds. I think that's a minor miracle, but I'm very pleased that happened. They must have found a way to fall in his lap some, but we need that. We need our guards to rebound. Chauncey's got to do a better job. We're on him about it a lot. He played very well. He made shots. But we don't win the game if Ian's not rebounding it at the level that he is, and we don't win the games last week as well. So he's playing extremely well.
Brad, I locked in on you as you guys sang the alma mater because you had this really genuine smile on your
Yeah.
face. What was going through your head? What were you thinking about in that moment?
Yeah, just, I mean, happy for our players, happy for our students, fans, all Clemson Nation. I mean, this is an important game. You know, we lost the game down there last year on a last-second shot. You know, this was one that we wanted to win. And, you know, it's hard sometimes when you don't have as many South Carolina kids, you know, making people understand. But, like, I think tonight's crowd was really good for the state of South Carolina for basketball. Both teams playing well, you know, unbelievable basketball environment. This is what it should be. You know, this is what it is a lot of times when we play the ACC games. But we need these kinds of environments in November and December if we're going to continue to elevate our program. And, I mean, this was fantastic. And we probably don't win the game if we don't have a great environment to help us. I told our guys that at halftime, too. I said, hey, the crowd's here. They want to help you, but you got to give them something to cheer for. You know, we're just not making any shots. We haven't knocked the ball loose and gotten a dunk. Like, we got to grind our way into some plays that, you know, an offensive rebound, kick out three, something that just, you know, gets the crowd going a little bit. And South Carolina played well in the first half, made a couple shots. Michi Johnson was 3 for 3 from three, and that quiets a road crowd quickly. So credit to them for that.
You used to always play this game right before Christmas. Last year, like you said, the last second game in Columbia, PJ wasn't 100%, but the crowd tonight, as you mentioned, I mean, I guess you'd like to see this played now.
We've talked about it. It's hard. Again, there's just so many factors. The multi-team events are a big factor. You know, obviously we have the ACC, SEC Challenge, which we're both a part of now. I do think this is a good time when there are students. For us, you know, there were students when we played over there last year. Early in the year when football is going on, I don't love that. We've done that some. I don't think it's good. I think, you know, it's hard because with finals, there's only about a really, like, it's a small window, you know, and obviously, like, we kind of got jammed in because we have Pitt on. We don't schedule that game, and they put it on Sunday, and then we got to turn around on Wednesday and play South Carolina. Now on Saturday, we're trying to play a neutral court game against a good team. We got to fly to Toronto tomorrow at 2 o'clock, you know, and oh, by the way, we got to go to class, like, right? So there's a lot going on. It makes it really hard. There's only a few dates that it can really work, but this was a good one this year.
8 games in, what do you know about your team?
I know we're resilient. We've hung in there, and we've played with pretty good poise in the second half of a lot of close games. You know, it's a long season, though, really long. You know, I really would like to get Hemingway and Jack Clark back because I just think depth and numbers and, I mean, like, there's a wearing effect on all these hard games back to back to back. We've had a really hard week and a half, but that's going to be the ACC season, high major game after high major game. Having said that, you know, our team is really good and efficient offensively, or has been most nights. Tonight, not as good. You know, we've got to get better at some things for sure, but certainly very pleased, and they're an unbelievably fun group to be around.
Wiggins has had double digits in back-to-back outings. What's really clicked for him offensively?
You know, I think he's been the beneficiary of a lot of good play from our other guys. Like, you know, there's a lot of attention on Joe and Chase when Chase drives, and PJ in the post. And, you know, if they're helping with other people, there's going to be somebody that's going to get a few shots. And, you know, he had 8 threes against Pitt. He got 5 tonight. You know, I have a lot of confidence in him as an offensive player. I think he's an improving guy. I give him a lot of credit because he's been able to kind of learn the system and remember the plays, and we have a lot of actions that we do. He's been able to handle that. And sometimes we've put him in a couple positions. That's been something that's helped him a little bit last year. You know, and obviously he has great size, so there are times he can shoot over people. You know, he's still learning how to be a great player, but, you know, he's one of those guys you think, except for not calling timeout on the inbounds pass, he plays the game with pretty good poise, and he usually makes pretty good decisions. And I thought he showed that tonight.
Coach Paris thought that you were noticeably more aggressive offensively, driving to the basket in the second half. Was that something you were imploring?
Yeah, we talked about that. We've got to put some more pressure on the rim, not just through posting, but driving. I thought Chase did some really good things that way. I thought Josh got in there a couple times. You know, we needed to be as aggressive as we could be in as many different ways. And I think that helped our team.
Can you talk a little bit about rim protection,
Yeah.
specifically PJ, and the fact that I feel like he's taking big strides as a rim protector?
Yeah, he's
and
getting better
RJ
that
off the
way.
bench as well.
Right. Yeah, blocking shots. PJ had 4 last week, or last game. What do you have tonight? Like
4.
4 again tonight. You know, there are times he's around, and obviously they were posting guards. They were posting other players. He was kind of the secondary guy. Did a nice job of coming over and protecting our rim, just being healthy, right, and just, you know, being able to move and do more things that way than he could do last year. There's no question. So that's been a big part of our defense. So yes, good point. All good?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.